Richard,
Yes.
you just got out of the Sony VR conference.
I did.
And
It was
amazing?
Amazing, I'm not sure. It was pretty wild. I mean, we had an idea of what was going to happen, and you walked in and there was a little table with a box and a shroud over it, and it's like, pretty sure they're going to be showing something off, or Brad Pitt's wife was murdered. But it wound up, what, you've never seen Seven?
Okay, got it.
It wound up being Project Morpheus, which our own Ben Gilbert from Engadget asked at the end of the show, does it have something to do with the Matrix? Shuhei Yoshida denied it. He's the god of dreams, apparently, Morpheus.
Obviously,
but anyway, we're talking about a VR headset, which is what this is all about, and it looks sort of like the other headsets you've seen, like Sony pitching, like their I don't even remember what they're called anymore, but like all the different head-mounted displays that they've had, except this one has motion tracking, and it's a 1080p display, which is a big deal. It has a 90-degree field of view, which before this we were trying to figure out if that's, we think that's more than Oculus, but I'm not
I'm pretty sure that is more. I think it is.
A very big field of view, spatial surround sound. One of their R&D people on stage, Anton Mikhailov, was saying that it can simulate up to 60 virtual speakers. Supports custom headphones. It has a headphone jack in it, so you can use your own headphones, I guess.
Okay.
Well, he did mention that in addition to what the person sees in the VR headset, it also projects that image onto the television screen. It's just one clean image like you would normally see when playing a video game. And he talked about like possible asymmetrical gameplay where like maybe the person in virtual reality is in like a dungeon or something, and your friends are on the couch controlling monsters inside the game, like to fight you.
Well, you know, I did see, because I played with the Crystal Cove prototype, which is the Oculus one, and when we did that, they had a screen displaying just one single view going. So Oculus can do that.
Sure.
But I mean, okay, so Crystal Cove is the Oculus one, and it has the LEDs on front, the camera facing, and then so Sony's is going to use the PlayStation camera.
It uses the PlayStation camera, and it, I don't know if it has a light sort of like the PlayStation Move blue that we're used to seeing now, but it works in conjunction with the headset, PlayStation Move, or the DualShock 4.
Oh.
And they made it sound like you could be using all these things at once with just a single PlayStation camera.
Pretty cool, all right.
Things we don't know are things like release date, price, and all the specs they were talking about tonight were just the dev kit.
Right, and you saw...
But don't forget the partners.
Oh, lots of partners.
Speaking of partners.
Looking at this high-tech device, Unity, Havok, WooWise, Cryware, Fmod, Crytek, BitSquid, Autodesk, Silicon Studio, Epic Games, so Unreal probably is part of that.
Yeah.
Autodesk, Gigantic, lots of development partners, the kinds that you would expect to see for a new hardware project like this.
Indies, I was going to say, I wanted to see some other developers, but I mean, because Sony is kind of on that indie push right now, so this is a really cool opportunity for a lot of developers.
And Shuhei said that's why they revealed this at GDC, because they want to get developers on board. And we're going to be talking to lots of indies this week, and that's going to be one of the big questions is, what do you think about this?
Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be huge.
But, they didn't bring any developers on stage. They did give some hints that, Sony first party, like the London studios working on stuff, worldwide studios. And they showed that some of the demos that they have on the show floor include Thief from Square Enix.
That's cool.
And also Eve Valkyrie, which we were talking about earlier.
It's odd. That's an odd partnership.
It's supposedly co-published by Oculus on the PC, so we don't really know where this stands.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Oculus, obviously, this is going to be compared to Oculus Rift. Any new VR set is going to be Oculus Rift compared. What I want to know is, what does this offer that Oculus doesn't? And a lot of people, we're already seeing some early impressions that it's pretty smooth, that it's looks really good.
It looks slick.
And even did you see the hardware in person, or?
Yeah, we think it was probably a mock-up because they covered it right back up when the thing was over. But it's going to be fun to see. We're going to get to try it out this week, so we'll have more detailed impressions. That's what matters.
Yeah.
But right now, it's an exciting idea, and the one thing it has Oculus doesn't is the big Sony name right behind it.
That's creepy.
guidance that you would expect to see for a new hardware project like this.
You would, but I mean, as far as Sony goes, Jesus.
Company hardware, we don't care.
Yeah, okay.